crispy. We're gonna try, I've had this dough rising for a while. Oh, I need to take this off actually. Because I don't know how much you're supposed to punch the air out of it. It's greasy. I don't know if it's supposed to be that greasy. We're trying our best. Okay, and it says I'm supposed to divide. I got my little dough here. It says I'm supposed to divide it. I think I have a bench cutter. I do. Bench cutter. We're making 4 bagels. I really hope this is right. Okay, and then it says I take this and I'm supposed to shape each into a ball. Easy enough. Don't mind my little space bun things. I was really trying my best. My hair's just so short since I donated. I think I'm gonna do a cleanup cut because I don't like how it looks right now. And it does not feel, it makes me feel like I'm looking like a boy, and I don't like that. So we're gonna be trying to give it a cut on Thursday, clean it up and stuff. But for now, we're making bagels. Yeah. I don't think that was right. Shape the bagels. Okay, that made into a ball so much easier than the other one. I don't even know what the heck. Like, do you see what this one did? Why is it doing that? This one is actually turning into a ball. I don't know. I'm gonna have to redo that one. I don't know what I did. So step 1 is you make your ball of dough. From there, okay, 1 ballish shape of dough. I'm getting severely frustrated with my dough ball. Okay, so I guess the tip is to squish it and do that so it doesn't it's like fold in on itself. I really don't know how to make a bagel, guys. I don't think I also made these even in, like, look how big that is and how little that is. Why is that happening? This one does not feel like it has the air out of it, so when I bake it, I might have some air bubbles. I think that's what happens when there's... Okay. Sorry you can't see what I'm actually doing. I'll just show you, but it's a secret, I guess. It's a secret. I just, because it's bad. Or no, not because it's bad. I just don't know how to set up my camera properly. And it might fall off the window where I have it right now. That's okay. So I take this and I'm trying to push it together to make my bagel dough ball. And then once I have all 4 of them, I'm gonna put a hole, like my finger through it and make a hole in the middle. But I'm having a problem with this one because they keep unfolding and being really weird. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, I don't cook very much. And I know this is baking, but I don't do any of that. So this is truly just a try to distract myself because I quit smoking 5 days ago. So we're just doing anything we can to do something with myself. Okay, I'm working on this mess of one, my first attempt. It started off as like a triangle shape. It's doing a something. So I'm just unfolding it. And this one's gonna be such a disaster. Yesterday I went to Bulk Barn and I paid like less than a quarter, so like 25 cents, less than 25 cents for a few toppings for the bagel. And it was just called sesame topping, but it's, hi, how are you? It's definitely like everything seasoning. Hi, cat. How are you doing? Hi, cat. Hi, cat. This one is huge. This is so much dough, and then this is the one I fixed. It's gonna be tiny. I don't know if I should like do something to fix that. I'm ripping a bit of dough and adding it to this one. I don't know if it's gonna work, but that's what we're doing. Any bakers in the chat? You didn't see that. Okay, so I have, let me see if I can show you. All 4 of the bagels that I have made into circles. Now, what you're apparently supposed to do is stick your finger through, boom. And now I shape. Okay, I think I'm actually doing it. Is that how, am I making a bagel? Okay, I don't want to make it too big. Because I have to, okay, bagel 1 done. That's actually pretty good. Okay, now this is my hunkin' one. Boom. I am trying to make bagels. So I'm gonna have to boil them, and then I'm gonna have to dip them before and like do an egg wash. So I have some egg whites because I ran out of eggs. But yesterday I made peanut butter cookies and you needed 1 yolk. And we weren't gonna save the egg white, like me and my partner. And I was like, no, let's save the egg white. You like to make, she's a bartender, so like you like to make cocktails with egg white, so save the egg white. And then I was like, I need the egg white for my bagel making process. This one looks absolutely beautiful. Oh, that one looks so good. This one, and then this is the one I'm scared to even, I added a bit of dough to this one. I've been to Disneyland a few times because I used to do cheerleading from the age of 4 until the age of 18. I was a cheerleader. So I have been to Disneyland a few times just to do different competitions there in the States. And then I went once for a family holiday. Here's the bagel. Okay, so we have officially made 4 bagels. Boom, 4 bagels. They started off as just a huge pile of dough, and now we're making 4 bagels. We'll see what happens. We're gonna let these rise. And this one is a little bit janky. I'll give you a little close up. That one does not look good, but it's gonna bake and it's gonna taste hopefully not bad because we're topping it with salt and things. So I'm gonna put it over here. I'll show you. I have my baking tray. And then it says to wrap it in plastic, but I don't buy plastic, like plastic film. I think it's gross and leaches into your, we don't need to get into it. I don't buy plastic. So it says use a clean dish rag. This is the dish rag that I was using to cover it when it was still in the bowl. So I'm going to be putting this over top, and it's supposed to, I guess, just keep stuff out of it. I don't even know. Make it warm. I don't even know what it's supposed to do. I obviously don't bake. So this is what I'm doing for that. Dun 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 dun. And then it says loosely cover the baking sheets with the kitchen towel and let them rest for 5 to 10 minutes. Oh gosh. Says while you prepare the water bath. Okay. Let's change angles. Okay. What I use is this, and it leaves like, it will fall, if I put this where I want to put this, it will fall off behind my oven and I won't be able to ever get it again. Where to put this? So right now I'm just, this is my oven. We have some cute prints. I have a little candle going right now too. Let's see, where do I want to put this? Which is you guys watching, if you want to see. Do you want to see me do the water bath, or should I just end it here since I make it like shaping bagels? No, don't end it here. I don't even know. Do you guys want to see me do a water bath and like dipping the bagels? I have the tool prepared. So I have this tongs to grab the bagels out of the water. I'll put that over there. And then for the egg wash, I put aside this to like onto the eggs or onto the bagel. But I really don't know. I guess I need honey because that's how you make a bagel, is you make honey. So I have Walmart brand honey because we bougie on a budget here. And then I'll grab the biggest pot. Well, I don't necessarily need a big one. It just needs to come to a boil with honey in it before I can do. It's gonna be basically 8 minutes because it's 1 minute on each side, and there's 4 bagels, so that'd be 2 minutes per bagel. For 4 bagels would be 8 minutes of here. Yeah, that's a good place for you. That'd be 8 minutes of me like boiling and stuff. So if you want to see that, you can stick around, but you don't have to because I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. One thing I am excited to share is something that I got recently because I have been looking for something to do. That's worse. I've been looking for something to do when I'm quitting smoking, since I have quit smoking and I'm on day 5 right now. I'm gonna be completing an entire book of Sudoku from start to finish. None of these are filled out. And obviously it's easy Sudoku because I'm not good at Sudoku. I got this for $10 and it is Lots of Easy Sudoku by Kappa, issue number 51. So if you want to follow along and buy this one, I bought this at Walmart. You obviously don't have to buy a Sudoku book. You could just, I'm gonna try and figure out a way, like when I have it open and like I'm doing the Sudoku, that you can also just like see what the numbers are, and then you could be like, hey, that's wrong, because it probably will be. Okay. I should probably wash my hands and then figure out the water situation and how much I need and how much honey I need, because that I did not look up. For the water bath, I'm going to fill a large pot with 1 quart of water. How much is 1 quart in liters? Because I don't have a way to do quarts. Does anyone in the chat know what I'm also quitting smoking? Are you trying the medication? Oh, congrats! I'm so proud of you. Congrats on quitting smoking. So I currently am doing just like cold turkey, I guess you could say. But I live in Canada and I'm 25. So for the past decade, I have also like gardened, I guess they call it, you know, like smoked other things. So that I am still using. I do want to cut that out because that one is what I'm trying to quit. So it does relieve the like oral fixation, but the nicotine withdrawal is real. So I am with you there. I hope you're doing well. I'm like, you know, rooting for you. And yeah, I mean, different story in probably less than a week when I decide to quit gardening. So yeah, I guess that will be definitely something that's difficult. I'm gonna just guesstimate how much a quart is. Yeah, I quit. I was like, yeah, I used to smoke. I started vaping when I was like 15 years old. And then when I was 18, 19, I started smoking cigarettes. And then to quit cigarettes, I went back to vaping. And I was like, oh, it's so much better. I'm gonna quit, blah, blah, blah. Because I wasn't a kid anymore. I didn't be like, oh, it's water vapor. I knew that it was addictive. Yeah, but I've smoked weed and tobacco and weed and quit both back and forth, quit so many times, but this is the first time that I felt like I still get those cravings, but I don't immediately go, oh, I need to like go buy one and just like get over the craving and like, you know, fail the quit journey, like the willpower that I have to like keep going. And then also the drive to quit weed now is there. And I think the main difference is, I'm like getting out of breath, sorry. The main difference I feel like is because I quit drinking, and I was having an issue with how much I was drinking and like how often I was drinking. Just like any substance that like alters my mind, I'm like, yes, give it to me. Like I want it all, you know? So I had to quit drinking, and that was almost now 2 months ago. And it was really after like 6 months of trying to reduce how much I was drinking that I just couldn't, like, could not. I was a really mean person. I was having a really hard time being okay with just having like a drink or something. And that's when I realized I had a problem and I had to cut it out, because I always felt like, oh, I just have one drink. It's not that big of a deal, whatever. But I was like grumpy and irritated and all the time just didn't feel the nicest. And I was like, always wanted to drink more. And now that I don't drink at all, nothing, I find, because I don't have to limit myself, it is so much more enjoyable to go out. I'm a more like attentive partner for one thing, but also a more understanding, and I would say like more attentive to who I am as a person. So that's been really nice, and it's been really nice to know that like I have the accountability and the willpower, and then also having this community with like all of you guys, like Matt and all of you guys, like thank you so much for commenting. It's so nice to know that there are other people that want to see you succeed, because I want to see you succeed too, but also like having that accountability there is, I think, really important for myself, because when I first started drinking, quit drinking, sorry, I wasn't telling anyone, and I was finding that everybody wanted to like give me booze and stuff, because I used to just like drink whatever. It was a week, my first week of not drinking, I was like gifted 2 bottles of wine for some reason, and like people were like, oh, let's go take some shots after work together, and I was like, this is crazy, because that's not you. Like I was just focusing so much on it that I was like, didn't realize how much it was a part of my life and my social life. So when I finally opened up to people and I was like, oh, I actually am, you know, quitting drinking and I'm not drinking anymore, it was very both hard to admit, because that part of you is done, like that chapter's closed, and sometimes you worry that you're going to be perceived differently, which is unfortunate. But then you get the good people in your life and the people who want to support you that are like, yes, I'm rooting for you and you can do this, you know? So that's the best thing. Yeah, and I agree. It's always great to be able to like do that and be your authentic self. Okay. So I have to boil water and honey to make the bagels. We went on a bit of a tangent, but the goal is to make bagels. I really don't know how much a quart is, because I'm not American, but alas. Okay, that should be enough water. And if it's not, that's really too bad, because I'm making it enough water. Okay. Boom. Okay. Have you ever been to India, Maria? I went to India in March of 2025, and there are so many religions living in one. I went to Varanasi, and actually there was the first place I went. There was a Christian disciples church, like St. Thomas's church, and they have a church dedicated to him because he pilgrimed there, because Varanasi is such a spiritual holy land, and it was a great trip. I'm really glad that you get to experience that for yourself. That's awesome. Have you been there? Being that you grew up Hindu? Oh, if you're not watching anymore, that's okay. I need a whisk, and I don't have one. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, mute it, guys. I'm warning you now. This is a pot and a fork. Mute it. I'm trying to be so gentle just for your little ears. You're so welcome. I genuinely don't know where my whisk is. Even I think that sounds disgusting. I just don't want the honey to like, I had it on medium low. This entire time that I put the pot on the stove, it was on medium low. Oh, thank you, Matt. I'm glad you liked the tangent. I'm sorry that it was a bit of a tangent, but I'm really proud of you for being able to like quit and doing the journey. It is something at first that feels an hour by hour journey, and then it's a day by day journey, you know? Like you go to bed feeling proud of yourself, and then you wake up being like, am I gonna relapse today? And you say, no, I'm gonna take it day by day, hour by hour. You got this. You got this. Okay, I think all the honey is whisked in. Whisk, I say loosely. I said it with my chest, but I say it loosely because I did use a fork. What is everyone's favorite song to listen to? Does anyone know the rules of like lives, if you're allowed to have music playing in the background, if you're allowed to have like a show playing in the background or something? Because I feel like that would, I mean, I obviously talk a lot. I like a lot of noise happening. That would be very helpful for me, I feel like. Yeah, I don't know either. Speechless. Okay, this is gonna be boiling. Okay, let me read the instructions. I wish I knew what I was doing here. Okay, so it says, drop 2 or 3 bagels in at a time. Won't be doing that. I only have 4. I'm gonna do 1 bagel at a time. Use a spatula to flip the bagel over and boil for a minute more. Oh wait, so it's still supposed to be boiling? Okay, so it says bring the water to a boil over high heat, then reduce to a medium high. So it's not like a constant boil, I guess. Okay, and then I have an egg wash. Boom, easy. Right here. So this is gross, kind of gross, but oh, that's awesome. I'm in Canada too. I love Canada. Oh, are you in like more of the Quebec area? I'm adding water to make my egg wash because that's what it says. And I'm just shaking it. I'm just eyeballing it, even though I don't think you're supposed to do that. That's what I'm gonna do because I'm not measuring out water. I think that looks right. Looks kind of gross. But like that's on frugal living, you know, you're not gonna waste the egg white. Okay. Oh, and I need to get my toppings. Okay. Oh, apparently they're in the baking drawer because we're fancy. Okay, these are the toppings that I got from just like the Bulk Barn spice. So it's just it came as this mix. I'm gonna put it on a plate and then I can dip the bagels when they're done. I feel like this will be, my bagels are pretty small. I mean, they should be rising a little bit more, but they're probably gonna be about this size. If you heard that, that was my cat running away. She gets really excited whenever I film. She purrs like crazy. I think she thinks I'm crazy talking to myself. And she starts going a little crazy. She's like, whoa, we're crazy, okay. It's quite funny. So if you hear little cat paws zooming around, that's why. She's very funny. And that's the cat in any of my shorts. If you see my shorts, she's the cat that is pretty special. Okay, this is a lot of dry seasoning. I don't want to waste it all if I don't need it all. So I'm just gonna put like that. Copyright. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you were playing music in the background and stuff, it would be copyright. But I have a lot of things I want to hear all the time. Because I know there's like a fair use clause if you are making like using something and making it as like an addition to your own, but just having something playing in the background is not an addition to your own or not like utilizing in a way that would be considered fair use, in my opinion. Like it would be really hard to fight that and not worth it. Like if you want to actually just enjoy being on live, just chilling, then I knew that was gonna happen. It's the snug grip thing. The steam, I guess. Who knows? Maybe it's because it's getting a little steamy back there. So the water's boiling. And then I'll show you. Oh, I could switch the sides. This is so fancy. I have my bagels under there just doing their thing. And I have my little seasoning. And then I have my egg wash. So soon, like once it's like at a rolling boil, I'm going to move it down to medium high. I would say for my oven, that would probably, since it goes low, 3-4 medium, 6-8 high, probably in between the 6 and the 8, or like the 6, I guess. And then I'm gonna have it on one side, doing its thing, and then I'll flip it, a minute each side for each bagel. And it's definitely been about 5 to 10 minutes that the bagels are rising. My partner suggested 20 just to give them extra time because I don't have bread flour that I'm using, and the recipe suggests bread flour because bread flour just gives it that much, like, I can't remember what it's, they said if it was like a crunch or chewiness, and for a bagel you want chewiness, and then salt gives it a crunch. So more salt in the batter gives it a crunch. The bread flour would give it a more chewy consistency, I guess. So I'll show you. I have I would say that's a boil. So we'll turn it down. I'm gonna turn it down like just above the 6 because that feels like a good medium high heat, I guess. Yeah, medium high, like close enough to high, but like medium. So once, I don't know if it's supposed to be boiling still. I'm not going to be able to do this while on live. So thank you all for the engaging conversation. I hope you want to come visit me for the next live that I do. Hit subscribe if you enjoyed chatting with me. And thanks for watching. Bye.